Now, money may or may not buy happiness, but our analysis shows that money is flowing into luxury brands and it's happening in big numbers. This even as millions around the world are struggling to put food on the table. Luxury brands at the moment seem insulated from historic kind of inflation that we've seen and fears of recession as they have an affluent consumer base. So what are these brands we're talking about? Who are their customers? Today we explain what the rich do when recession comes knocking at the door. Central banks are clearly worried about sticky inflation. Consumers at grocery stores are worried about rising cost of living. Corporates are worried about margin pressure. But sales of luxury goods seems to be immune to inflation, which has been the theme of 2022. Louis Vuitton, which is the world's largest luxury company, it owns an umbrella of luxury brands, and that includes Christian Dior, Tag Heuer, Bulgari. They are beating analyst expectations during their latest earnings report. The company's chief financial officer has acknowledged the fact that the company caters to the affluent and that they were relatively immune to the current economic fundamentals. He said this, and I quote, "Luxury is not a proxy for the general economy. We end up selling to affluent people and they have a behavior of their own, which is not necessarily totally aligned with the economy." End of quote. The trend is clearly not limited to Louis Vuitton. Hermes International also said that it had seen 24% growth this year, and this despite the company hiking prices by as much as 4%. Now the company claims it has the confidence to increase prices by another 10%. The reason for the demand for luxury products can be attributed to the pandemic, when wealth grew at the fastest rate in a decade. People also indulged in revenge spending because they had to cancel travel plans and other big-ticket purchases during this time of the pandemic when many of us were locked indoors. For some, luxury products are like real estate. If they think the product is timeless, the perception is that it could make a good investment to sell in the future. And short-term price hikes don't seem to be hurting at least this segment of buyers. So, how have prices of luxury goods gone up in recent times? Well, prices of some luxury items have gone up exponentially. But we have actually found a list of products that were most in demand among the wealthy. From champagnes to Kentucky thoroughbred, there were some items that don't just attract a high price tag, but could attract great returns on investment under the right circumstances. And given that market returns have been fairly muted for the most part of 2022, the wealthy are looking at options. They're looking at acquiring other luxury assets that give them bragging rights, if you will, and potentially great returns on investment too.